Oh, thank God. Bad luck to you for a slowpoke, didn't I tell you? 11:30.
Well, how could I sneak here sooner? With him peeking around the corner of the bird to catch me if I take a minute's rest like he always does. I had to wait till he went to the pig pen, where he belongs, the old hog. Don't hit me, Josie, don't know.
Well, then you keep your tongue off him. He's my father, too, and I like him if you don't.
The two of a kind and a bad kind.
And I'm proud of it, and I didn't hit you. You'd be flat on the ground. It was only a love tap to waken you wits so you'll use them. If he catches you running away, he'll beat you half to death. Now, you get your bag. It's in on my bed with your coat laid over it. Now, hurry while I see what he's doing. There's no sign of him. I put everything in the bag. You can change to your Sunday suit in the can at the station or on the train. And don't forget to wash your face. I know you want to look your best when our brother Thomas sees you standing on his doorstep. Ooh, and him way up in the world, a noble sergeant in the Bridgeport Police. Maybe he'll get you on the force. It'd suit you. I can see you now leading the drunks to the lockup while you give them a lecture on temperance. Oh, well, Mike, you were born a priest, pet, and there's no help for it.
Oh, that's right. Make fun of me again because I want to be decent.
Oh, you're worse than decent. You're virtuous.
Well, that's one thing that no one can ever say about...
About me? Oh, no, and what's more, they don't. Oh, I know what a trial it's been for you, Michael. Having a sister who's the scandal of the neighborhood.
It's you that's saying it, not me. Look, I don't want to part with hard feelings, and I'll keep on praying for you.
Ah, to hell with your prayers.
Oh, I'm going.
Oh, wait, Mike. Don't mind my rough tongue. I'm sorry to see you go, but it's the best thing for you. That's why I'm helping you, the same as I did Thomas and John. You can't stand up to the old man any better than they could, and the old devil would always keep you a slave. Oh, well, I know you'll get on, and God bless, eh? Oh, here's a little something over your fare. I took it out of his little green bag. I'm going to be wild when he finds out, but I can handle him.
Oh, you can. You're the only one. Thank you, Josie. You have a kind heart. I don't like taking stolen money.
Oh, don't be a bigger jackass than you are already. Just tell your conscience it's a bit of the wages he never gave you.
That's true, Josie. It's rightfully mine.
Yeah, well, hurry up before you miss the trolley. And don't forget, get off the train at Bridgeport. Give my love to Thomas and John. No. They haven't written me in years. Give them a boot in the tail for me.
Oh, that's fine talk for a woman. You've a tongue as dirty as the old man's.
Oh, don't start preaching like you love to. You'll never go.
You're as bad as he is, almost. It's his influence has made you what you are. And him always scheming.
Yeah, go on, now get out of here. You think he's going to stay down there at the pond with the pigs all day, you gabbing fool? Up. There he is. He's coming up to the barn. He's looking toward the meadow. I'll bet you're a mile away by now, you rabbit. Oh, look at my poor old father pelt. Sure, he's as spry on his stumpy legs as a yearling. Oh, and as full of rage as a nest of wasps. Ah, well. That's the last of you, Mike, and good riddance. It's the little boy you used to be that I had to mother, and not you that I stole the money for. Ah, well, himself will be here soon, and I'd best be ready. Not that I need it, but it saves his pride.
Where is he? Where is he? You hiding in the house or wipe the floors with him, the lazy bastard? Haven't you tongue in your head, you great slut, you?
Oh, don't be calling me names, you bad-tempered little runter. Maybe I'll lose my temper, too.
Hell with your temper, you overgrown cow.
Oh, I'd rather be a cow than an ugly little buck goat. You'd better sit down now and cool off. Old men shouldn't go around raging in the noon sun. You'll get sunstroke.
To hell with sunstroke, have you seen him?
He's gone like Thomas and John before him to escape your slave driving.
You stolen my satchel again, haven't you? Like you did before with Thomas and John?
Well, I did.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'll show you what...
Oh, don't you be threatening me. I'll knock better sense in your skull if you lay a finger on me.
If it wasn't for that club. Fine curse God put on me when he gave me a daughter, big and strong as a bull, and as vicious and disrespectful. Oh, my God, look at her standing there with that club. If you ain't the damnedest daughter in Connecticut, who is?
Oh, if you ain't the damnedest father in Connecticut, who is?
All right, Josie. How much did you steal?
$6 only.
Only? Well, God grant someone with wits sees that dopey gander at the depot and sells him the railroad for the 6. Jeez, when I think your poor mother was killed bringing that crummy calf into life. Well, I never set foot in church since. I never will. Sweet woman. Do you remember her at all, Josie? You were just a little thing when she died.
I remember her well. Ah, she was the one who could put you in your place when you used to come home drunk and want to tear down the house for the fun of it.
Yes, she could. Well, what did the donkey Michael preach to you about?
Same as always. That I am the scandal of the neighborhood, carrying on with men without a marriage license.
Ah, well, hell roast his soul for saying it, but it's true enough.
It is, and what of it? I don't give a damn for the scandal. I do my work, I earn my keep. I've a right to be free.
Well, you have. I've never denied it.
No, you've never. I've often wondered why a man who likes fights as much as you hasn't grabbed at the excuse of my disgrace to beat the lights out of the men.
Wouldn't I look a great fool when everyone knows any man trying to make free with you and you not willing would be carried off to the hospital? Anyway, I wouldn't want to fight an army. You've had too many sweethearts?
Well, that's because I soon get tired of any man and give him his walking papers.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid you were born to be a terrible wanton woman. But to tell you the truth, I'm well satisfied with what you are, though I shouldn't say it. Because if you was a decent kind, you'd have married some fool long ago. I'd have lost your company and your help on the farm.
Oh, leave it to you to think of your own interests.
What else did my beautiful son Michael say to you?
Oh, that I ought to get married and settle down. If I could find a decent man who'd have me, which he was sure I could. So the only hope, he thought, was for me to find some indecent man who'd be coming into lots of money I could steal.
He meant Jim Tyrone?
I did. The dirty little pick accused you and me of making up a foxy scheme to trap him. I'm to get him alone one night when he's crazy drunk and lead him on to marry me. Whew, a lot of good that'd do. Sure, every pretty little tart on Broadway, New York must have had a try at that. Much good it did him.
Well, they must have surely. But that's in the city, do you see, where he's suspicious. Never could tell when he mightn't do here in the country, where he's innocent, and the moon in the sky to fill him with poetry and a quart of bad hooch inside him.
Are you taking Mike's scheme seriously, old God?
Well, I thought you wanted my honest opinion on the merits of Mike's suggestion.
I know you're only making game of me. You liked him, and you wouldn't play a dirty trick on him, even if I was willing.
No, not unless I found he was playing one on me.
Which he'd never.
No, I wouldn't think it. But my motto in life is never trust anyone too far, not even myself.
Oh, your reason for that?
Oh.
I've often thought you sneak out of bed in the middle of the night to pick your own pocket.
Wouldn't call it a dirty trick on him to have you for a wife.
Oh, God, he off on that again.
Well, you put marriage in my mind, damn it all. I can't help considering the merits of the case, as they say. I'm sure you're two of a kind, both great disgraces. That'd help make a happy marriage, do you see? Because neither of you could look down on the other.
Oh, well, Jim mightn't think so.
What do you mean? Many think he'd be marrying beneath his station. Well, he'd be a damn fool if he had that notion. Because his old man, who worked himself up from nothing to be rich and famous, didn't care a damn about station. Truth. Great man, entirely. But it's Jim we're discussing, not his father, and I'm telling you, I could see the merits in your marrying him.
Oh, God, a cow must have kicked you in the head this morning.
Well, I wouldn't give it a thought if I didn't know you had a soft spot in your heart for him.
Well, I haven't.
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, I like him, if that's what you mean, but only to talk to, because he's educated and soft-spoken and has politeness even when he's drunkest. Well, he doesn't go around here cursing and singing like some I could name.
If you could see the light in your eyes when he blarneys you.
Oh, light in me foot. I'm in love with him, you'll be saying next.
Another merit of the case is he likes you.
Because he keeps dropping in here lately.
Huh?
Ah, that's only when he gets tired of the drunks at the inn. And it's more to joke and talk with you than it is to see me.
Well, it's your happiness I'm considering when I recommend you using your wits to catch him if you can.
If.
Well, who knows? With all the sweethearts you've had, you must have a catching way with men.
Well, maybe I have. But that doesn't mean
Well,
that
if you
I
got
want
him
Jim
alone
to...
tonight, there'd be a beautiful moon in the sky to fill him with poetry and loneliness.
Oh, there's Mike's scheme again.
Ah, well, Mike be damned, for God's sake, it's every woman's scheme since the world was created.
Oh, don't play the jackass with me, Father. You know and I know that I'm just a great ugly lump of a woman. The men who want me are no better than stupid bulls. Jim can have all the pretty little tarts and dancers on the stage, too, when he comes into his estate. Ah, that's the kind that he likes.
Oh. Well, I notice he's never married one. All right, we'll put it another way. Now, Josie, don't tell me you couldn't learn to love the estate he's coming into.
Oh, I've been waiting for that. Now we get to the truth behind all your blather about his liking me and me liking him.
So?
Ah, well, of course, I'd love the money. Who wouldn't? And why shouldn't I get my hands on it if I could? He'll only be swindled out of it anyway. By the time he gets back to the Broadway that he thinks is such heaven, and the pretty little tarts and the barroom sponges and the racetrack touts and the gamblers are through with him, he'll be picked clean. Well, I'm no saint, God knows. But I'm decent and deserving compared to that scum.
Well, now you're using your wits, and where there's a will, there's a way. Josie, you and me have never been bait yet, and we put our brains together. Now, I'll keep thinking it over, and you do the same, dear.
Well, I won't. And you keep your mad schemes to yourself, I won't listen.
All right, the devil take you. You won't hear another word from me. Except one.
Ah,
Shut up. I'm serious. You better pay attention, because it concerns this farm, which is home to us.
What about the farm?
Well, I've been afraid lately, the minute the estate's out of probate, Jim's going to sell the farm.
Well, of course he will. Hasn't he told us and promised you can buy it on easy time payments for the small price you offered?
Yes, well, Jim will promise you anything you like when he's full of whiskey. He might just as easily forget a promise when he's drunk enough.
He'd never.
Ah.
Oh. Who'd want it except us?
Huh?
No one ever has in all the years we've been here.
Yes, well, someone has lately. The agent got an offer, Jim told me, last month, bigger than mine.
He'd never accept any offer after he'd given us his word.
Well, did I say he would when he's in his right mind? But I'm afraid of is he's going to get led into it sometimes when he's got one of those bitter, sneering drunks he gets on sometimes. He talks like a Broadway crook himself. Said, money's the only thing in the world, and anything and anyone in it can be bought if the price is big enough. You've heard him.
I have.
No.
He doesn't fool me at all when he's like that. He only acts hard and scheming to get back at the world when it's tormenting him. Who doesn't?
Well, you take the other kind of queer drunk he gets on sometimes when, without any reason you can see, he'll suddenly turn strange and look sad and stare at nothing as if he were mourning over some ghost inside him.
The memory of his mother comes back and his grief over her death. Ah, poor Jim.
Whiskey's got no effect on him. It's like water off a duck's back. Now, when a man gets as queer drunk as Jim, he don't know himself what he mightn't do. I think we'd be damn fools if we didn't fear the possibility, no matter how small it is, and do all we can to guard against it.
There is no possibility.
All right, all right, all right.
Well, what could we do to guard against it if there was?
Well, for one thing, you could put yourself out to be extra nice to him.
How nice is extra nice?
Well, you ought to know. All right, I'll give you a little tip. I noticed when you talk rough and brazen to him like you do with those other men, he may grin like they do as if he enjoyed it, but he don't. So you watch your tongue, do you hear me?
I'll talk as I like it. If he don't like it, he can lump it. If he ever did go back on his word to us, no matter how drunk, I'd be with you in any scheme you made against him, no matter how dirty. Ah, but it's all your nonsense. I'd never believe it. I'll go down to the meadow and finish Mike's work. You needn't worry, you'll miss his help on the farm.
Hell of a help. Leaving me, are you? And it's dinner time. Where the hell's my dinner, you lazy cow?
There's a stew on the stove, you bad-tempered little runt. Now you go in and help yourself. I'm not hungry. Your gab has bothered my mind, and I need hard work in the sun to clear it.
Hope you better wait. There's a caller coming to the gate. If I'm not mistaken, it's the light of your eyes himself.
Oh, will you shut up? Oh, look at him when he thinks no one is watching. With his eyes on the ground like a dead man walking slow behind his own coffin. Ooh, Faith, he must have a hangover. Look at the bluff he puts up, straightening himself, grinning. Well, I don't want to meet him.
Fortunate, senex. Ergo tua rura manibunt, de tibi magna satis, quam vis lapis omnio nudas.
God, the landlord again, my shotgun not handy. Was that mass for saying, Jim? That's Latin, I know it by ear. Now, what the hell insult does it mean?
Translated very freely into Irish English, something like this. Ain't you the lucky old bastard to have this beautiful farm if it is full of nude rocks? Well, how's the Duke of Donegal well this fine morning?
Never better.
Slaving and toiling as usual, I see.
Well, now, hasn't a poor man the right to his noon rest without being sneered at by his rich landlord?
Rich is good. You know that I would be if you'd pay up your back rent.
You ought to pay me instead for occupying this rock pile, miscalled a farm. But I find reports to give you, Jim, of a promising harvest. The milkweed and the thistles is in thriving condition, and I never saw the poison ivy so beautiful or bounteous.
All right, you win.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, Phil, where did Josie go? I saw her here.
Gone in the house there to make herself beautiful for you.
You shut up, you liar. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Josie.
Oh, don't get up. Sure, you know I'm no lady. How is my fine Jim on this beautiful day? Oh, you don't look too bad. You must have stopped at the inn for an eye-opener. Or 10 of them.
Well, I have felt worse. And how is my virgin, Queen of Ireland?
Oh, yours is it? Since when? And don't be miscalling me a virgin. You'll ruin my reputation if you spread that story about me.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing here so early in the day? I never thought you got up before afternoon.
I couldn't sleep. It was one of those heebie-jeebie nights where the booze keeps you awake instead of... Yeah, but what of it?
Well, maybe you had no woman in bed with you for a change.
Cut out the kidding, Josie. It's too early.
I told you not to annoy the gentleman with your rough tongue.
Oh, sure, I was only trying to do my duty as a hostess and make him feel at home.
So why all this interest lately in ladies of the profession, Josie?
Well, I've been thinking about joining their union.
Ah.
Easier work than farming, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you think I'd starve at it, don't you? Well, that's because your fancy is for dainty little dolls. Well, some men
For
like
God's
them
sake,
big.
Josie, cut out that kind of talk. It sounds like hell, you know.
Oh, it does it? I'm shocking you, I suppose.
No, hardly. Forget it. Anyway, what makes you think I go for the dainty dolls? That's all a thing of the past. I like them tall and strong and voluptuous now with big, beautiful breasts.
Well, there you are, Josie darling. Sure he couldn't speak fairer than that.
Well, he couldn't indeed. Ah, you are a terrible, blinding liar, Jim. But I thank you just the same.
Sure, I don't blame you for taking it easy, Mr. Hogan, on such a hot, blazing day.
Hot, did you say? Find it cool myself. Take off your jacket if you're hot, Mr. Tyrone.
One of the most stifling days I've ever known, isn't it, Josie?
Oh, terrible. You must be passionate.
Nope, I don't find it a damn bit stifling.
It parches the membranes of your throat.
You what? Well, never mind. Can't have it. My throat's not parched at all. Now, if yours is, Mr. Tyrone, there's a bucket of water just behind you.
Water?
That's it.
That's something people wash with, isn't it? I mean, some people.
Well, that's what I've heard. But like yourself, I find it a dirty habit. Must be foreigners.
As I was saying, my throat is parched from the long, dusty walk I took just for the pleasure of being your guest.
Don't remember inviting you. The road's all hard, McAdam. Devil a speck of dust. It's less than a quarter of a mile from the inn here.
Oh, I didn't have a drink at the inn. No, I was waiting until I got here, knowing that you...
Knowing I'd what?
Your reputation as a generous host.
Ah, well, world must be full of liars. You didn't stop at the inn.
No.
Must be the air itself smells of whiskey today, although I didn't smell it till you got here. Oh, well, you've gone on the water wagon, I suppose. Well, that's fine, Jim. That's just fine, and I do beg pardon for misjudging.
Phil, I have wanted to go on the wagon for the past 25 years, but the doctors have strictly forbidden it. It would be fatal with my weak heart.
You have a weak heart.
Yeah.
Ah, well, me thinking all along it was your head. Well, I'm glad you told me that, Jim. I was about to offer you a drink, you see, and of course, that's the worst thing in the world for you, God knows, with your heart.
Yeah, but the docs say it's a matter of life and death. I must have a stimulant, one big drink at least, whenever I strain my heart walking in the hot sun.
Well, you walk back to the inn, give it a good strain, you can buy yourself 2 big drinks.
Oh, aren't you the fools? Playing that old game, and both of you pleased as punch.
God, hasn't he ever been known to loosen up, Josie?
Oh, you should know, Jim. If you want a drink, you're going to have to buy it from him or die of thirst.
Right?
Yeah, well, I'll bet this is one time he's going to treat.
By God, I'll take that bet.
Now listen, when you've heard the news I've got for you, you're going to be so delighted you won't be able to drag out the old bottle quick enough.
I'd have to be insanely delighted.
Will you shut up, Father?
Yes, ma'am.
What news, Jim?
Well, I have it off the grapevine that a certain exalted personage is going to drop in on you before long.
It's the sheriff again. I can tell by the pleased look on your mouth.
No, not this time.
Oh, bad luck to you, Jim. Who is it?
A more eminent grafter than the sheriff. One of the leading aristocrats in our land of the free and get rich quick, whose boots are licked by one and all. One of the kings of the republic by divine right of inherited swag. In short, I refer to your good neighbor, T. Stedman Harder,
What?
Standard Oil's sappiest child, whom I know you both love so dearly.
Oh, it's too good to be true.
No, no kidding. The great Mr. Harder intends to stop by here on his way back to lunch from his horseback ride.
But why has Harder decided to take notice of poor, humble scum the like of us?
Oh, that's right, Josie. Be humble. He'll expect you to know your place.
Oh, here, now. Well, by God, this is going to be a beautiful day entirely.
Yes, but what is Harder's reason?
It seems he has an ice pond on his estate.
Oh, so that's it.
Oh, yes, that's it. Harder likes to keep up the good old manorial customs. He clings to his ice pond. And your pig pen isn't far from his ice pond.
Yours is a short stroll for the little darlings, that's all.
Well, somehow Harder's fence in that vicinity has a habit of breaking down.
Well, fences are queer things. You can't depend on them.
The results of those breaks in the fence are that your pigs stroll,
That's
as
it.
you so gracefully put it, stroll through to wallow happily along the shores of his ice pond.
Well, why shouldn't they? Sure, they're fine, ambitious, American-born pigs. Wouldn't miss any opportunities. They're like Harder's father made all the money for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. But for some strange reason, Harder does not look forward to the taste of pig in next summer's ice water.
Must be delicate. Josie, remember, he's delicate. Would you leave your club in the house? Oh, by God, in the mountains. I've longed for years to have a quiet little chat with Mr. Harder. Him and his limey superintendent, too. Won't I welcome him?
Oh, won't we, you mean? Sure, don't I love him as much as you?
Jim, I'd give you a kiss for this beautiful news if you wasn't so damned ugly.
Thank you.
Well, maybe Josie will do it for me. She has a stronger stomach, do you think?
I will, then. He deserves it. There's no spirit in you. It's like kissing a corpse.
Yes? How about the drink, Phil? Come on, I'll leave it to Josie if drinks aren't on the house.
Well, I can't leave it to Josie. She's prejudiced being in love.
Oh, will you shut up, you liar? Stop your teasing to get out of treating Jim.
All right, Josie, all right. Go on, get the bottle and a small glass. I'll turn my back on you so the sight of you drinking free won't break my heart.
No.
On his way back to lunch, you said? Yeah. Well, then it's time. Holy Joseph, don't let that bastard change his mind.
Now, look, Phil, don't get too enthusiastic. You know he has a big drag around here. He'd have you pinched sure as hell if you beat him up.
Well, I'm no fool. For God's sake, Josie, will you listen to him? He's warning me not to give Harder a beating. As if I'd dirty my hands on the scum.
Oh, as if we had to. Sure, all we want is a nice, quiet chat with it.
That's all, neighbor to neighbor.
There you go, Jim.
Fine.
Don't stint yourself.
Fine, Dot. I tell you, a small glass, you give him a bucket. That's a $50 drink at least.
Here's luck, Phil.
I hope you drown, Jim.
That's the best chicken medicine I ever tasted, Phil.
That's gratitude for you. I'll take a shot of it myself. Warm up me welcome for His Majesty.
There's 2 horseback riders on the county road now.
Oh, praise be to God. Yep, that's him and the groom.
Oh, that's McCabe. He's an old sweetheart of mine. Jim, you better go in the house. If Hardy catches you here, he'll lay the whole blame on you.
Not next, Josie. You don't think I'm going to miss out on this, do you?
Well, you can sit by my window and take in everything.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Now, don't be stubborn with me. Go into my beautiful bedroom. Well, there's a nice place for you.
It's just what I've been thinking for some time, Josie.
Sure, you've never given me any sign of it. Why don't you come by tonight and we can spoon in the moonlight and you can tell me your thoughts?
That's a date. Remember that.
You're the one who'll forget. Go on now before it's too late.
Here he is, and his horse longing to give him a kick. Look at McCabe grinning at us. Here, come on, we'll pretend we don't notice him. Get down over here. Get up.
Good morning. I want to see the man who runs this farm.
Oh, you do you? Well, you've seen him, so run along now, play with your horse, and don't bother me.
Are you Hogan?
I am Mr. Philip Hogan, to a gentleman.
Where are your manners, you spindle-shank jockey? Were you raised in a stable?
My name is Harder.
Well, who asked your name, me little man?
Who the hell cares who you are?
All right. You want to play at politeness? We'll play it along with you. Allow me to introduce you to my daughter, Harder, Miss Josephine Hogan.
I don't want to meet him, Father.
Oh.
I don't like his silly sheep's face, and I've no use for jockeys. And I'll wager you he's no damn good to a woman.
No, that's not a jockey, Josie. That's just a silly pants he's wearing. I'll wager yes, his horse, you'd find out he's no cowboy either. Come on, me honey boy, tell us the truth, would you? Don't you give your horse a little kiss each time you mount and beg him, please don't throw me today, darling, I'll give you an extra bucket of oats.
Listen to me, Hogan. I didn't come here.
Wait, no. What's that you said? You didn't come here. Well, there's a puzzle. Surely, do you hear him, Josie? How do you suppose it got here?
Maybe the stork brought him. Bad luck to it for a dirty bear.
I said I didn't come here.
Wait, now we've had enough of that one. You say it a third time, I'm going to send my daughter to telephone the asylum.
Damn you, I'm the one that's had enough.
Dirty tongue! I will have no foul language in my presence.
Now, easy, Josie. He said he wasn't here anyway, so we don't want to be talking to him behind his back. Oh, my God, ain't you the poor crazy creature? Would you like us to pretend you're your own ghost?
Ah, I understand now you're drunk. I'll come back sometime when you're sober, or send Simpson.
No, you don't. First, you'll apologize for insulting a lady, insinuating I'm drunk this early in the day, or I'll beat some better breeding into it.
I said nothing about you.
Now, easy, Josie, easy. He didn't mean it. He doesn't know what he means, a poor loon. Now, why don't you run along home as a good lad before your keeper misses
Good day.
And now, a word with you, if you please. I'm beginning to see some sense in this. You mentioned that English bastard Simpson. I know who you are now.
Take your hands off me, you drunken fool!
Father, you coward!
Now, don't you think McCabe would hear you if you blew Gabriel's horn? He knows Josie or I could take him with one hand. No, sir. What I'd like to know from you is what the hell do you mean by your contemptible trick of breaking down your fence to entice my poor pigs to catch a death in your ice pond? Josie, how many times was it I had to mend the fence?
Oh, if it was once, it was 100, Father.
How many pigs was it caught the death of coal in his damned ice pond and died of pneumonia?
10 of them.
And now you listen to me, you pig murdering tyrant. I have to put up with a lot of pests on this pile of boulders some joker once called a farm. There's a skinflint of a landlord cheats me out of my last drop of whiskey. There's poison ivy, there's ticks, there's potato bugs, there's snakes and skunks. But by God, I'll draw the line somewhere, and I'm damned if I'll stand for a Standard Oil man trespassing. So could you kindly get the hell out of here before I plant a kick on your backside that lands you in the Atlantic Ocean? Beat it now.
Oh, no. You wouldn't leave without saying goodbye to me, would you, darling? You mustn't be shy just because you got on your little jockey pants. Oh, meet me tonight as usual down here by the pig pen.
If you dare touch that fence again, I'll put the matter in the hands of the police.
I'll put it in the hands of me lawyers and of the newspapers. Oh, sweet Michael, it's a great day for the poor and the oppressed. Well, I'm doing no more work today. I'm going down to the inn, spend money, get drunk as Moses.
Oh, blame you, you deserve it. But first you'll have your supper to give you a foundation.
All right.
Oh, listen to Jim still laughing.
Oh, God. My sides are sore.
Ah, Jim, would you stay and have a bite to eat with us? I'll boil you some eggs.
Well, you have to mention eggs. Don't you know it's the one thing you might eat? All right, never mind. Anything goes today. Come on, Jim, we'll have a drink while she's cooking the grub.
No, wait a minute. Let us pause and take a look at this very valuable piece of property.
Now, don't you notice the change, Phil? Every boulder on the place is turned to solid gold.
Well, now, what the hell? You didn't get the DTs for my whiskey, I know that.
No, no DTs about it. This farm has suddenly become a gold mine. You know that offer I was telling you about? Yeah, well, the agent did a little detective work, and he found it came from Harder. Yeah, he doesn't want the damn place, but he dislikes you as a neighbor, and he thinks the best way to get rid of you would be to become your landlord.
Ugh, that snake and skunk. I'm sorry I didn't give him the kick.
Yeah, so am I. That'd have made the place even more valuable. But as it is, you did nobly, sir. Nobly, yes. I expect him to double or triple his first offer. In fact, I'll bet the sky's the limit now, huh?
Yeah. Right, I see your point, I do, but... well, we're not worrying you'd forget your promise to us at any price.
Promise? What promise? Do you know what Kipling wrote? There is never a promise of God or man goes north of 10,000 bucks.
All right, you hear him? We can't trust him.
Oh, you know he's kidding.
No, I don't. I'm becoming suspicious.
That's wise, though, Phil. Trust and be a sucker. If I were you, I'd be seriously worried. You see, I've always wanted to own a gold mine so I can sell it.
Oh, will you shut up with your rotten Broadway blather?
Well, why so serious and indignant, Josie? You just told your unworthy old man I was kidding. At last, I've got you by the ears, Phil. We must have a serious chat about when you're going to pay the back rent. Huh?
The landlord was a blackmailer. Holy Joseph, what next?
And you, Josie, please remember when I keep that moonlight date tonight, I expect you to be very sweet to me.
Sure you don't have to blackmail me. I'd be that to you anyway.
Are you laying plots in my presence to seduce my only daughter? Well, what can I do about it? I'll be drunk down at the inn. I won't be able to prevent it. Come on, let's eat. For God's sake, I'm starving.
Come on, Jim.
Afraid you'll lose me, huh? Swell chance. You have the most beautiful breasts in the world, you know, Josie?
Well, I don't, but I'm happy if you think that I... Well, I can't stand out here listening to your teasing with my mad old father in there starving. Promise me you'll eat something, Jim. You got to eat. You can't go on drinking and not eating anything. You're killing yourself.
That's right, Josie. Mother me, I love it.
Well, I will then. You need one to look after you. Past 11. He said he'd be here at 9. Oh, the hell with you, Jim Tyrone. Oh, Now, what's he doing coming home here an hour before the inn closes? Sure, he must be more paralyzed than ever I've known him. Oh, here you come, do you? Full as a tick.
Over here.
Well, I'll give you a welcome if you start up with me. I'm in no mood to put up with you tonight.
All the praties, they grow small, and we dig them in the fall, and we ate them skins and all. Over here, over here. Hurroo! Down with all tyrants, male and female! To hell with England! And God save us all from Standard Oil.
Will you shut up your noise, you crazy old billy goat?
Ah, sweet daughter and a sweet welcome home in the dead of night. Crazy old billy goat, is it? All right, by God, I'm going to teach you some manners. Do you hear me? Open that door. Open that door, I'll put a fist through it or I'll kick it into flinders.
Open it yourself, you drunken old loon. It's not locked.
Drunken old loon, is it? And is that the way to dress your father?
No, it's too damn good for him.
Oh, my God, I'm going to teach you some manners, do you hear me? I'll take you over my knee, spank your tail if you're big as a cow. Come here.
What would you take that?
God forgive you! Ooh, it's a great shame to me to have raised a daughter so cowardly she has to use a club.
Well, that's better. Now that little game is over. Now you listen to me, Father. I want you to get up out of that chair and go into your room and go to bed.
No, you do you?
Do you hear me now? I mean it. I've had all I can bear this night. And I want some peace and some sleep and not to listen to a drunken old lush.
That's right, that's right. Go on, fight with me. My own daughter's no feelings or sympathy, as if I hadn't had enough after what's happened tonight.
Oh, don't try to get my sympathy. Well, what happened?
Son of a bitch.
Is it Jim Tyrone you're calling hard names?
Oh, that's right. Go on, defend him, you big soft fool. Faith, you're the prize dunce of all time, aren't you? Had a damn good taste to believe in his word. Waiting around here for hours, dressed in your best, like some poor sheep without pride nor spirit.
Shut up! I was calling him a lying bastard myself before you came and saying as I would never speak to him again. Oh, well. I knew he'd forget about our date after he got drunk.
Yes, well, he's not so drunk he forgot to tend to business.
I would have stayed up on a beautiful night like this to admire the moon if there wasn't a Jim Tyrone in the world.
You would you? Dressed in your best shoes and stockings, eh? Well, by God, the moon must feel damn flattered by all your attentions.
Well, you won't feel flattered if I knock your tail over tin cup. Now, you stop your whiskey gabble about Jim. I see what you're getting at with your dark hints and curses, as if I'd ever believed it. Oh, well, I know what happened as well as if I were there. Sure, Jim saw that you'd gotten drunker than usual and were an easy mark for a joke, and he's made a goat out of you.
Goat again, is it? All right, by God, you won't hear another word from me. There's no use trying to tell the truth to a bad-tempered woman in love.
Love be damned! I hate him now!
Well, by God, you got me stumped, you know it? Great proud slut who's played games with half the men around here. Now here you are talking like a numbskull virgin can't believe a man would tell her a lie. Ah, damn it!
You sit down before you split into splinters, and I have to get the wheelbarrow to collect you.
Well, that's too late. It's all settled, you see. Well, we're helpless entirely.
That's the first time I ever heard you admit you were late. And it's the first time I've ever seen you so drunk you couldn't clear your head when you wanted.
Look out now.
Oh, sure, that's always been your pride. Well, look at you now, the stupid object you are, mumbling and drooling.
You shut up your insults, would you? I can get my head clear any damn time I please. And now it's clear. I can remember everything that happened tonight as clear as if I'd not taken a drop. If you just listen to me and not keep calling me a liar.
Well, I will listen. Now I see you got hold of your wits.
All right, then. I'll begin at the beginning when him and me left here, and you gave him a big sheep smile and rolled your big, beautiful cow's eyes at him and wiggled your backside and stuck out your beautiful breast, you know, in my ear so much, and says to him in a sick sheep's voice, "Don't forget on Moonlight Day, Jim."
Will you shut up, you old god? I never said anything.
And he says, "Oh, you bet I won't forget, Josie."
Oh, yes, the dirty liar.
Well, I went down to the inn, started drinking whiskey to see him. I got drunk.
I guess that.
Well.
And Jim got drunk too, and then what happened?
Oh, well, God's curse on him. I'll wager he's laughing himself sick this minute, thinking it's the cutest damn joke in the world. The fools he's made of us, you in particular. Well, by God, I had my suspicions at least. But your head was so full of mush and love.
You tell that lie about my love once too often.
You shouldn't have let him get away from me to the end, damn it! You should have kept him here. Maybe you could have got him drunk enough. Well, never mind. It's no good talking now. No good at all. Well, is it great to sell this farm, that's what? Simpson comes to the inn with a new offer from Harder, 10,000 cash.
10,000?
That's right.
Oh, but sure, 3 is all it's worth at most, and 2 is what you offered that Jim said he'd take.
Well, what the hell is money to Harder? After what we did to him, all he wants is revenge. I'll tell you where he gets foxy, too. Simpson's got to put him up to it, knowing that Jim hates it here, living on a small allowance, longs to get back to Broadway in his horse. Well, sir, Jim won't have to wait for his half of the cash till the estate's settled. Harder offers him 5,000 cash as a loan against the estate, second the sales made. Jim can take the next train back to New York.
And he accepted?
He did.
I don't believe it.
All right, don't believe it. My God, you'll believe it tomorrow. Harder proposes that Jim meet with him and the executors in the morning. Jim swears to him he'll do it.
Well, maybe he'll get so drunk he won't remember.
No, he won't. And anyway, don't you think that because he forgot you were here, waiting in the moonlight, eating your heart out, that he'd ever miss a date with 5,000 cash and a pretty Broadway horse he can buy with
Shut
it?
up! Well, what were you doing while all this was going on?
Huh?
Wasn't there anything you could do to stop it, you old fool?
But Josie, I was just so drowned in sorrow by his betraying me. And you, he pretended to like so much. Well, the temptation was too great for him. He's a weak one foot in the grave from the whiskey. I suppose we shouldn't blame him.
Not blame him?
No.
Well, I blame him. Damn him. Are you making excuses for him, you old fool?
No, I'm not. He's a dirty snake. I was only thinking, how the hell do I know what I wouldn't do for 5,000? How do you know what you wouldn't do?
Nothing could make me betray him. Or at least it couldn't before tonight. Now there isn't anything I wouldn't do. Oh, yes. You think I'm lying, don't you? Well, you just give me a chance.
No, sweetheart, I just remembered something. Hey, by God, Josie, for all his Broadway wisdom about women, you've made a prize damn fool out of him that's some satisfaction.
How do you mean?
Well, sweetheart, I don't want you dropping dead here with amazement. He believes you're a virgin. He does. He said it. He means it, the poor dunce. He thinks you're a poor, innocent virgin. It's all boasting and pretending you've been doing about being a slut. A virgin,
Will you
no
stop
less.
saying it? Boasting and pretending I'm I the dirty liar.
Oh, now, Faith, you don't have to tell me. Josie, you're taking this as an insult. Well, why the hell aren't you laughing, sweetheart? You got to see what a stupid shape it makes you.
Oh, I do see.
Look at me, darling. I remember something else. I know why he didn't keep his date with you. It's not he forgot, no, sir. He remembered well enough because he talked about it.
He deliberately. None that I was
His
sitting here
conscience
waiting.
was tormenting him. So he's going to stay away from you, leave you alone, for your sake, because he loves you.
Loves me.
That's right.
Oh, you're making it up.
I'm not making it up.
Well,
I
what
should
does
have...
he mean for my sake?
Well, can't you see it? You're a pure virgin to him, but all the same, there's things besides your beautiful soul he feels drawn to. Like your beautiful eyes and your hair and your...
Oh, don't, please, Father. Ooh, you know, I'm a great ugly cow.
So what he's going to do, he says he's going to stay away from temptation because he don't trust himself, and it'd be a sin on his conscience if he was to seduce you. Oh, my God, if that ain't rich. Look at me straight in the eyes, he was from inside.
Oh, it is mad, Shirley.
Whoosh.
Oh, I just wish I'd been there to laugh at my sleeve at him.
Bless his heart. Whew.
What does all this crazy lying blather have to do with his betraying us? And selling this place?
Nothing at all. I only thought you'd like to know you'd had that much revenge.
Hell of a revenge. I'll have a better one than that, or know the reason why. I'm not like you owning up, I'm beating and crying, wah, wah, like a card, and then going and getting hopeless drunk.
All right.
Now, you get your wits about you and you answer me this. Did Simpson get him to sign a paper?
Well, no, but what good is it going to do? In the morning, he's going to sign all they shove in front of him.
Oh, well, it's this much good. It means we still have a chance, or I have. I'll get him here. I'll humble my pride and I'll go to the inn for him. And if he doesn't want to come, then I'll raise a scene and pretend I'm in a rage because he forgot our date. Oh, ooh, I know his weakness. It's his vanity about women. Oh, if I was a pretty dainty little tart raising a rumpus about him, he'd be proud. But when it's a great, rough, ugly cow like me... Well, if he ever was tempted to want me, he'd be ashamed of it. That's the truth behind all his lies to you about his conscience and his not wanting to ruin me and his... Damn him.
No, Josie, he meant that. He meant it. Well, never mind it now. All right. Say you got him here. What would you do?
I told you this morning, if he ever went back on his word to us, I would do anything. And I will. Your part is to come at sunrise with witnesses and catch us
In bed, is it? Then it's Mike's second scheme you got in your mind.
I told you I didn't care how dirty, the dirtier the better now.
Well, now, sweetheart, how are you going to get him in bed with all his scruples thinking you're a virgin? Do you know? I'm forgetting he's staying away because he's afraid he'd be tempted.
Will you
so maybe
shut up about his lies? He won't be tempted at all, I tell you. But I'll just get him so drunk that he'll fall asleep. And then I'll pick him up, carry him in, and put him in the bed.
Well, by God, that's the way. That's the way. Now, you're going to have to get a pile of whiskey inside him, and you'll never do that unless you're more sociable. Oh, the best way would be for you to drink with him. Yeah, that'll give you courage, too. You'd act bold for a change.
Well, you're full of sly advice all at once, aren't you, you dirty little tick?
Didn't you just tell me to get my wits together? Now, if you want me drunk again, I've only to let go. That'd suit me. I want to forget my sorrows. I've no faith in your scheme anyway. You're so full of scruples, like the drinking. You're a virtuous teetotaler.
I told you that I would do anything now. All I meant was that, well, it's not right for a father to tell his daughter how to. Oh, well. Sure, I don't need your advice. Haven't I had all the men around here that I want?
That's a talk. That's a talk. Now, sweetheart, let me get it all clear, would you? Now, I'm to come in the morning with my witnesses, and you forgot to lock your door, so in we go. Here's the two of you in the bed, and I raise the roof, and I threaten him if he don't marry.
Marry me? After what he's done to us? I wouldn't marry him now if he were the last man on earth. All we want is a paper, signed by him with witnesses that he'll sell this place to you for the price you offered and not to Harder.
Yes, well, that's justice, sweetheart, but that's all it is. I thought you wanted to pay him back for his black treachery against us, a dirty bastard.
Well, I do want. Oh, it's the estate money you're thinking of, isn't it? Leave it to you. Well, so am I. Sure. I'd like to get my hands on it, too. God, if I'm to play whore, I deserve my pay.
All right.
We'll get him to sign a paper.
Now what?
The minute the estate is settled, he owes me $10,000. How's that? Oh, I'll bet not one of his tarts ever got 1,000th part of that out of him, no matter how dainty and pretty they were. And here, this will be the biggest joke of all, just to teach him a lesson. He'll pay it for nothing. I'll get him to bed, but I'll never let him...
Wait, Josie, there's another thing. And just what do you want me to threaten him with when I catch you? That we're going to sue him for outraging your virtue? Now, sure, his lawyer's going to have all your old flames in that witness box there till the jury's going to think you've been faithful to the male inhabitants of America, see? So what threat, sweetheart? I can't think of one he wouldn't laugh at.
Well, I can. Do I have to tell you his weakness again? His Broadway pride that he's so wise that no woman could ever make a fool of him. Well, the disgrace of being caught with the likes of me.
Right.
My mug beside his and all the newspapers, the New York papers, too. Well, he'd see the whole of Broadway split and their sides laughing at him. Oh, you'll do anything to shut us up, I tell you, so don't worry, I know.
Well, by God, you're right. You know, damned if I don't think you're almost glad of the excuse.
Excuse for what, you old God?
Why, to show him no man can get the best of you, what else? Like you showed all them others.
Well, I'll show him to his sorrow.
Right.
Well, come on now, we're wasting time.
All right.
Oh, no, wait. I'd best take a look at myself in the mirror. Sure, those in our trade have got to look their best.
Yeah. I look in the mirror, she's forgot to light her lamp. Well, God forgive me, it's bitter medicine, but it's the only way I can see has a chance now.
Well, there now. Don't I look $10,000 worth to any drop?
You look $1 million, darling.
Come on.
All right. All right.
Someone on the road.
That's him. I never thought...
He didn't forget.
Dirty, double-crossing bastard.
Will you shut up? Oh, I'll show him who's the joker. And I know how to. Pretend you're as drunk as when you came. Make believe that you're so drunk you don't remember what he's done, so he won't suspect that you told me.
By God, I will. Josie, damned if I don't think he's so queer drunk himself. He don't remember. He'd never come here.
Oh, the drunker the better now. He's turning at the road where he can hear us. Right, now pretend we're fighting. I'm driving you off the place. Back to the inn. Say that you won't be back tonight, so he'll know we'll have the whole night alone with him.
Right.
Now you start the fight.
All right, I will. Put me out of my own house, will you undutiful slut?
Celebration or no, I'll have no drunks around here cursing and singing. Now you go on back to the inn.
All right, I'm going back to the inn. I'll get a room and 2 bottles and stay drunk just as long as the damn place.
And don't you come back here until you're sober up or I'll wipe up the floor with you.
Ah, just in time for the big bout, eh? Or is this the final round?
That's you, is it?
Hey, what's the big idea, Phil, leaving me flat?
Leave you flat.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I owe you a swipe in the jaw for something. So damn drunk, I can't remember what it was. Well, never you mind, here it is anyway.
What?
Hey,
Stop acting like a
Phil.
damn fool now and get out of here. Go on.
Well, that's right, go on. Take his part against your poor old father. Fine damn daughter you are. Don't you expect me home tonight, Miss Hogan, or tomorrow either? You can take your bad temper out on your sweetheart here. Bad luck to you both.
Wow. That's the last of him, and good riddance.
Boy, never saw him that stinko before. Must have got him all of a sudden. He didn't seem so lit up down at the inn. I guess I wasn't paying much attention.
Well, I think if you really were a gentleman, you'd be apologizing to me, not thinking about him. Well, don't you know you're 2.5 hours late?
Oh, I do apologize, Josie. I'm damn sorry. Haven't any excuse, can't think of a lie. But now I think of it, I had a damn good honorable excuse. Nuts, forget it.
Wow. You're full of riddles tonight, but I forgive you anyway now you're here. Well, come on then, let's sit on my bedroom steps like we planned and spoon in the moonlight. And you can tell me your thoughts.
Had to get out of the damned inn. Going batty in there alone, the old heebie-jeebies. So I came to you. I've really begun to love you a lot, Josie.
Oh, yes. You proved that tonight, didn't you? Oh, but I said I forgave you, so go on about love. I'm all ears.
Thought you'd give me up and go on to bed. I remember I had some nutty idea I'd get in bed with you. Just to lie with my head on your breast.
Maybe I'll let you. Oh, later on, I mean. The night is young yet, and we have it all ahead of us. Well, here's for a start, eh?
Thanks, Josie. Hark, hark, the Donegal lark. Thou wast not born for death, immortal bird. God, can't Phil sing anything but that damn dirge, Josie? Still, it seems to belong to tonight, huh? In the moonlight or in my mind. Now more than ever seems it rich to die, to cease upon the midnight with no pain in such an ecstasy. Good God, ode to Phil the Irish nightingale. I must have the DTs.
Maybe it's only your bad conscience.
What put that in your head? Conscience about what?
How should I know if you don't? Oh, well, maybe for the sin of wanting to go to bed with me, maybe that's it.
Ah, forget that stuff, Josie. I was half nutty.
Oh, for God's sake, don't apologize as if you were ashamed of it.
All right, I certainly won't apologize if you're not kicking. I was afraid I might have shocked your modesty.
My modesty? Well, by God, I didn't know I had any left.
Next, Josie, lay off that line for tonight, at least. I like tonight to be different.
Different from what? All right. I'll be as different as you please.
Thanks, Josie. Just be yourself. Well, you know, this being out here in the moonlight, instead of that lousy inn in the bed at that. I don't know why I hang out in that dump. except I'm even more bored in the so-called good hotels in this hick town.
Well, you'll be going back to your Broadway soon now, won't you?
Yes, I hope so.
And then all your pretty little tarts can comfort you when you got one of your sorrowful spells on.
What the hell with the rough stuff, Josie? You promised you'd can it for tonight.
Oh, you're a fine one to talk of promises.
Oh, what's the matter? You still sore at me for being late?
Oh, I'm not. I was only teasing. Well, to show there's no hard feelings, how would you like a drink? Oh, but I needn't ask. I'll get you a bottle of his best.
Fine, maybe that'll have some kick. The booze at the inn didn't work tonight.
This'll work.
You rotten bastard. Say, do you know that is real, honest-to-God, old bonded bourbon? Now, where in the devil did Phil get a hold of it? Huh?
Bootlegger.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's how.
Have another.
Oh, thanks. You're coming too fast. Are you trying to get me soused, Josie?
Oh, I'm not. I'm only trying to make you feel happy so you'll forget all your sadness.
I might forget all my honorable intentions, too, so you better look out.
Well, I'll look forward to it. I hope that's another promise like the kiss you owe me. Well, if you think I'm scheming to get you soused, here goes. I must be scheming to get myself soused, too.
Maybe you are.
Well, if I was, it'd only be to make you feel at home. Sure, don't all your pretty little Broadway tarts get soused with you?
Oh, there you go again with that old line.
All right, then I won't, eh? I suppose it's because I'm eaten up with jealousy for them, that's all.
You needn't be. They don't belong.
And I do.
Yes, you do.
For tonight only, you mean?
We've agreed there's to be only tonight. And it's to be different from any past night for both of us.
I hope it will be.
Yeah.
Oh. I suppose it's because I have a picture of them in my mind as small and dainty and pretty.
They're just gold-digging traps.
Well, I'm just a great, rough, ugly cow.
Shut up. You're beautiful.
Oh, well, God pity the blind.
You're beautiful to me.
Oh, it must be the bourbon.
No, you're real and healthy and clean. Fine. And warm and strong and kind.
I have a beautiful soul, you mean?
Well, I don't know much about ladies' souls. But I do know you're beautiful. And I love you a lot, Josie. In my fashion.
Jim. Well, sure, you're full of fine compliments tonight, and I ought to show you how pleased I am. There. That's for my beautiful soul.
Beautiful, strong body, too, Josie. And beautiful eyes and hair. And a beautiful smile. Beautiful warm breasts. Don't be a fool, Josie. Don't let me pull that stuff.
Oh, no, you meant it, Jim. I know that you meant it. Oh, God, you're right. I am a fool to let you make me forget that you're the greatest liar in the world. I meant the greatest kidder. Well, have another drink.
You don't get it, Josie. You don't know, and I hope you never will know.
Maybe I know more than you think.
There's always the aftermath that poisons you, and I don't want you to be poisoned.
Well, maybe you know what you're
I don't want
talking
to be
about.
poisoned myself. Not again, not with you. Too many nights and dawns. Must be different. I want it. No.
Oh, now don't get into one of your queer spells again. Sure, I don't think you know what you want except another drink, and so do I.
Oh, fine. That's a grand idea, yeah.
Oh, you're not very polite pouring your own first.
I said a drink was a grand idea for me, not for you. You skipped this one.
Oh, I do I? Are you giving me orders?
Yes. Take a big drink of moonlight instead.
You'll pour me another drink if you please, Jim Tyrone.
All right. That's the way you want to take it. It's your funeral.
Thank you kindly. Well, here's to tonight.
Slept with drunken tramps on too many nights.
All right. All right, Jim, I won't if you don't want me to.
Josie. Go on, sorry, I don't know what that drink got into me. Here, I'll pour you another one.
Oh, no, thank you. I'll skip this one, but you go ahead.
Thanks, Josie. Oh, that fat blonde pig on the train. Got her drunk. That's why.
What train?
No train. Don't mind me. Well, maybe I'll tell you later when I'm... That'll cure you for all time. Nuts. Brooklyn boys are talking again. I guess I'm more south than I thought, Josie. In the center of the old bean, at least. I better beat it back to the end, go to bed, quit bothering you.
Oh, no, you won't go, not even if I have to hold you. Well, come on, then, let's sit on the steps like we planned. Come on, Jim. There. That's a good boy. And I won't have any more to drink. Sure, I've had all the effect from it I want already, and everything seems far away and doesn't matter. Except the moon and its dreams. And I'm a part of those dreams. And you are too, and I... Oh, well. I keep forgetting what I got to remember. I keep hoping it's a lie and knowing I'm a damn fool.
Damn fool about what?
Oh, I just had a thought. Can you see my mad old father? If he'd seen you knocking his prize whiskey on the ground, he would have had 3 paralytic strokes.
Yeah, I can just picture him. It's all a fake, Josie. He loves to play tightwad, but the people he likes know better. Give him his shirt. He's a grand old scout. Do you know that he is the only real friend I've got left? Except you, Josie. I love his guts.
Oh, for the love of God.
I know, it sounds like the old moaning at the bar stuff, but I mean it.
Well, I know my father's virtues well enough without you telling me.
Well, appreciate him, Josie, because he worships the ground you walk on, and he knows you a lot better than you think. Well, as I do, almost.
Have another drink.
Sure. Will a whore go to a picnic?
I'll have one with you.
Sure. Real bonded bourbon. That's my dish. Still trying to get me south, Josie.
Oh, I wouldn't be such a fool. Not with your capacity.
You better watch your step, you know. It might work. And then think how disgusted you'd feel with me lying beside you, probably snoring as you watch the dawn come. You don't know.
Oh, the hell I don't. Sure, isn't that the way I felt with every one of them after?
Take it from me, I know. I've seen too damn many dawns creeping grayly over too many dirty windows.
Jim?
Hmm?
Your drink, Jim.
Oh, yeah. Real bonded bourbon. I ought to know. Do you know, Josie, if I had $1 for every drink I've had of it before Prohibition, I'd hire our dear Bully Harder for a valet. Yeah. Better remember I said you had beautiful eyes and hair and breasts. And don't let me get away with pretending I am so soused I don't know what I'm doing. I always know. Part of me does. That's the trouble. Hey, you better look out, Josie. She was tickled to death to get me pie-eyed, and she could roll me, I guess. Well, she wants to tickle pie later on.
What's she? Well, I hope you don't think I'm scheming to roll you.
What? What are you talking about? Of course not. For God's sake, you're not a tart.
Oh, no. I'm a fool. I'm always giving it away.
That lousy bluff again. You're a liar. For God's sake, quit
Listen
the
to me,
smart
Jim.
stuff.
Don't
can't you,
talk to me
Josie?
like that, drunk or no.
Well, how about you not talking that old smart stuff to me? You said you'd be yourself. Oh, no, you don't get it. See, she was one of the smuttiest talking pigs I've ever listened to.
What's she? Do you mean the blonde on the train?
What train? Who told you? Oh, that's right, I did say, yeah. What blonde? What's the difference? Coming back from the coast, it was long ago. Although it seems like tonight. You know, Josie, there's no present or future. Only the past happening over and over again now. Can't get away from it, huh? Nuts, to hell with that crap.
You came back from the coast a year
Now,
ago,
what were we
right
talking
after
about before, huh? Oh, yeah, what a grand guy Phil is. Now, you ought to be glad you have him for a father, Josie. Mine was an old bastard.
He was not. He was one of the finest, kindest gentlemen who ever lived.
Outside the family, sure. But inside, he was a tightwad bastard.
Oh, you ought to be ashamed.
What? Speak ill of the dead? Nuts. He can't hear me, and he knows I hated him anyway. Much he hated me. I'm glad he's dead. So is he. Yeah, or he ought to be. Everyone ought to be if they had any sense. Out of a bum racket. At peace. Ah, well, nuts. What the hell of it?
Oh, Jim, don't, please. You know I hate it when you talk like that. Well, do you want to spoil our beautiful moonlight night? Then don't be telling me about your flames on trains or any place else. I'm too jealous.
That pig. No. Josie, you're a fool to be jealous of anyone. You see, you are the only woman I care a damn about.
Jim. All right. I'll try to believe that. For tonight.
Thanks, Josie. Thanks. Hey. Why did you say a little while ago I'd be leaving for New York soon?
It was the truth, wasn't it?
Why are you pulling your hand away?
Or was I? Well, I suppose because it seems silly for you to be holding my great, ugly paw so tenderly. But you're welcome to it if you like.
I do like. Strong and kind. And warm like you.
Oh, for the love of God. Well, you'll be taking a train back to your Broadway tomorrow night now, won't you?
Tomorrow night? Where'd you get that?
Oh, a little bird told me.
I better give that bird the bird. By the end of the week is the right dope. Phil has got his dates mixed.
Oh, he didn't tell me. He's too drunk to remember anything.
Yeah? He was sober when I told him. You know, I called the executors when we arrived at the inn after leaving here. They said the estate would be out of probate in a few days. I told Phil the glad tidings. Bought drinks for all and sundry. There's quite a celebration. Funny, Phil wouldn't remember that.
Oh, yes, it is funny.
Well, he's stewed to the ears. That always explains anything. Only sometimes it doesn't.
No, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, that Phil has certainly got a prize bun on tonight. He never took a swing at me before. And all of that drivel about owing me one. What got into his head, I wonder?
How should I know if you don't?
Well, I don't know. Now, look. Oh, yeah. I remember now, I was trying to get his goat. Well, Simpson sat down with it. Harder had sent him to see me. Said, do you remember after Harder left here today, I said the joke was on you, you'd make this place into a gold mine, huh? Well, I was kidding, but I had the right dope. What do you think he told Simpson to offer me? 10 grand on the level, Josie.
And you accepted?
No, I told Simpson to tell Harder I did. I figure the best way to fix him is to let him think he got away with it. Then when he comes around tomorrow to drive me to the executors, I'll tell him what he can do with himself, and his bankroll, and his tin oil tank.
Oh, so that's the truth of it.
Yeah, I did it to Kid Phil, too. Of course, he was right there listening, but I know I didn't fool him.
Oh, well, maybe you did fool him this once. But, well, I don't know.
And that's why he took a swing at me? Huh. Well, if so, the joke is on him, huh? Well, the same, I'll be good and sore, Josie. He knows damn well I promised I wouldn't sell this place to anyone except him. Well, what in the hell does he think I am? He knows I wouldn't double-cross you and him for 10 million.
Oh, don't I know, Jim? I told him that you'd never... I love you, Jim.
Thanks, Josie. I mean, for not believing I'm a rotten louse. Everyone else does, including myself. For good reason. But I'm a fool, you know, to let this stuff about Phil get under my skin. Do you know, I even remember telling him tonight I'd written my brother a letter and got his okay on selling the farm to him. And Phil thanked me. Seemed touched and grateful. God, you wouldn't think he'd forget that, would you?
Oh, no, indeed you wouldn't.
No.
Well, he'll have a lot of explaining to do when he gets back here when he comes back. Oh, I'll teach him to act like an old fool.
Yeah, you'll get out the old club, huh? Oh, what a bluff you are, Josie. Yeah. You and your lovers, Messalina, when you've never...
You're a liar.
Pride is the sin by which the angels fell. Are you going to keep that up with me, Josie?
Oh, you think I've never, because no one would, because I'm a great, rough, ugly cow.
Nuts. You could have had any one of them you wanted. You kidded them along until you were sure they wanted you. That was all you wanted. Then you slapped them groggy when they asked for more. But you had to keep on convincing yourself,
Jim, stop.
didn't you? Look, Josie, you can take the truth from me because you and I belong to the same club. We can kid the world, but we can't fool ourselves, like most people, no matter what we do, nor escape ourselves, no matter how far we run away, whether it's the bottom of a bottle or the South Sea Island. We'll find our ghosts are there, waiting to greet us, sleepless with pale commemorative eyes, as Rossetti wrote. That old poetic bull. Crap. Well, you don't ask how I saw through your bluff, Josie. You pretend too much. So do all the guys. I've heard them down at the inn. They all lie to each other. Look, no one wants to admit that all he got was a slap in the puss when he figures a lot of other guys made it. And they know you don't give a damn
Jim, I
how
want
they
you to
lie.
stop.
Yeah,
Please stop.
Phil is wise to you too, of course. And although he knew I knew, he never admitted it until tonight.
Oh, he admitted it, did he? Well, I'll wait till I get hold of him.
Never admitted to you. He's afraid of hurting you.
Oh, he is he? Will you shut up about him?
Oh, all right. Just trying to clear things up for Phil's sake as well as yours. And you've got a hell of a license to be sore, you know. He's the one that ought to be. Oh, Josie, don't you realize the lousy position you put him in with his, this brazen trollop act?
No. He doesn't care. Except to use me in his scheming.
Of course he cares, and so do I. I care, Josie. I love you.
Do you, Jim? Oh, do you? Oh, well then, I'll confess the truth to you. I've been a crazy fool. I am a virgin. And now you'll never. And now I want you to more than ever because I love you more than ever after what you've done. Oh, but you will. I'll make you. To hell with your honorable scruples. I know you want me. I couldn't believe it before tonight, but now I know. It's in your kisses. Oh, you great fool. As if I gave a damn what happened after. All I've had tonight and your love to remember for the rest of my days. Oh, Jim. Oh, didn't you say yourself there was only tonight? Come with me. Oh, I must remember, though, to make you leave before sunrise.
Yeah. Sure thing,
Jim!
kiddo. What the hell else do you think I came in for anyway? Love, huh? Love nuts. I'll show you what love is. Yeah, I know what you want.
No! No! Jim! I'm not a whore.
What the hell? What the hell? They're trying to rape you, Josie. Forget it, I'm drunk. Drunk, not responsible. Oh, don't cry, Josie, don't cry. There's no harm done. stop me. Oh, God. You must have drawn a blank for a while. Huh? Now, cut out the faking. I knew what I was doing. It's funny, Josie. I was seeing things, that's the truth. For a moment, I thought you were the blonde. Oh, heebie-jeebies, huh? Hair of the dog, I'm gonna have another shot.
Pour the whole bottle down your throat if you like, only stop talking.
Oh, can't forgive me, huh? Well, you ought to. You ought to thank me for letting you see. Well, here's how. That was a nightcap. Yeah. Our moonlight romance seems to be a big flop, Josie. Guess I better go.
Yes, you'd better go. Good night.
No, good night. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. I won't be seeing you again before I leave for New York. I was a damn fool to come here tonight anyway. I hoped you... But you don't get it, Josie. Could you? So what's so good?
Jim,
Whore! Ah! Who called you a whore? And I warned you, didn't I, if you kept on? Why'd you have to act like one asked me to go to bed with you? That isn't what I came here for, and you promised tonight would be different. Why the hell you promise that? What you wanted was what all the others want. If that's all that love means to you, huh? Oh. Josie. Josie, I didn't mean that. Look, I know how you feel. And if I could bring you happiness... It wouldn't work, kid. You don't know me. I'd poison it for you, and I'd poison it for myself. Poisoned it already, haven't I? It'll be a million times worse afterward. No matter how hard I tried, I'd make this night like all the other nights. For you, too. Sure, you'd lie awake and watch the dawn come with disgust, with nausea retching your memory, and the wine of passion the poets blab about, the sour aftertaste in your mouth.
Stop,
Look,
Jim.
you'd hate me, and you'd hate yourself. Not for just a day or two, but for the rest of your life. Because believe me, kid, when I poison them, they stay poisoned.
Goodbye, Jim.
Josie, why? Yeah, I find it hard to forgive, too. Came here asking for love for one night because I thought you'd nuts to hell with it.
Well, come here to me, you great fool, and stop your silly blather. There's nothing to hate you for. There's nothing to forgive. I was only trying to give you happiness because I love you so much. Oh. I'm sorry I was such a fool and didn't see. But now I do see. And you'll find that I have all the love that you need.
Thanks, Josie. You're beautiful. I love you. I know you'd understand.
Of course I understand. Come here now.
I didn't want to leave. You know that, don't you?
Indeed I do. Yes, that's right. Come on now and sit down the way we planned, with my arm around you and your head against my breast, and forget my being a fool. And forgive my selfishness and thinking only of myself. Oh, sure. There's one thing I owe you after all my lying and scheming. It's to give you the kind of love you need. And it'll be my pride and my joy. Easy enough, too. For I have all kinds of love for you. And maybe this is the greatest of all because it costs so much. Oh, Jim, please, don't look like that.
Look like what?
It's the moonlight. It makes your face so pale.
Oh, you mean I look dead?
Oh, no, as if you were asleep.
Hey, listen, Josie. If you're such a glutton for punishment, after all I said I'd tell you later, didn't I?
You said you'd tell me about the blonde on the train.
She's part of it. I lied about that. Oh, you never believe it could have happened. If you did believe, you'd never be able to understand it or forgive it. But you might, Josie. You're the one person who might because you really love me. And because you're the only woman I've ever met who can understand the lousy, rotten things a man can do when he's crazy drunk. Draws a blank, especially when he's nutty with grief to start with.
Of course, I'll understand you.
Yeah, but I didn't draw a blank, Josie. No, I tried to. I drank enough to knock out 10 men, but it didn't work. I knew what I was doing. I can't tell you, Josie. Load my guts and I wouldn't blame you.
Oh, Jim, I'll love you no matter what.
All right. Remember now, that's a promise.
You better not tell me if it'll make you
What
suffer.
are you trying to do, Josie? Welch on me now? No good, you know, it won't work. Too late. Got me started. Suffer. Gotta suffer. Yeah. You know, when Mama died, I'd been on the wagon for nearly 2 years. Not even a glass of beer, honestly. And I know I would have stayed on for her sake. She had no one but me. The old man was dead. My kid brother married, had a kid, his own life to live. She'd lost him. She had only me to attend to things for her and take care of her. She always hated my drinking, so I quit. Made me happy to quit for her because she was all I had, all I cared about. Because I loved her. No one would believe that now who knew. But I did.
I know how much you loved her, Jim.
Well, we had to go out to the coast. See about selling a piece of property the old man had bought out there years ago. One day, suddenly became ill, went into a coma, got rapidly worse, brain tumor. Doc said no hope, might never come out of coma. Well, Josie, I went crazy. I couldn't face losing her. And the old booze got me. I got drunk, and I stayed drunk. And I began hoping she'd never come out of that coma and see that I was drinking again. Oh, that was my excuse, too, that she'd never know. And she never did. kidding myself again. I know damn well just before she died, she recognized me. She saw drunk. Then she closed her eyes so she couldn't see and was glad to die.
Jim, you only feel that way because you're so guilty about the drink.
Yeah, well, after that, Josie, I kept so drunk I did draw a blank most of the time. But I went through the necessary motions, and nobody guessed how drunk. But there are things I can never forget. The undertakers and her body in a coffin with her face made up. I couldn't hardly recognize her. She looked young and pretty, like someone I remembered meeting long ago. Practically a stranger there, to whom I was a stranger, cold and indifferent, not worried about me anymore. Free at last, free from worry, from pain, from me. Well, Josie, I stood there looking down at her, and something happened to me. I found I couldn't feel anything. I knew I ought to be heartbroken, but I couldn't feel anything. I seemed dead, too. I knew how to cry, you know. Even a crying jag could look better than just standing there, but I couldn't cry. So I cursed myself, you dirty bastard. That's Mama. You loved her. Now she's dead. She's gone away from you forever, never, never again. But it had no effect. All I did was explain to myself, she's dead. What does she care now whether I cry or not, or what I do? It doesn't matter a damn to her. She's happy to be where I can't hurt her ever again. She's rid of me at last. For God's sake, can't you leave her alone even now? For God's sake, can't you let her rest in peace? But there were several people around, and they expected me to show something. You know, once a ham, always a ham. So I put on an act, flopped down on my knees, hid my face in my hands, faked some sobs and cried, Mama, Mama, my dear Mama. And all the time I'm saying to myself, you lousy ham, you damn lousy ham. God! The minute you start singing Mother McCree,
Jim Dawn.
well, I'd take a body back east to be buried beside the old man. So I took a drawing room, Josie, and I hid in it with a case of booze. And her coffin was in the baggage car ahead. Yeah, no matter how drunk I got, I couldn't forget it for a minute. Well, Josie, I couldn't stay alone in the drawing room. Became haunted. I was going crazy in there. I had to go out and wander up and down a train looking for company. I mean, it's a public nuisance of myself. The conductor threatened if I didn't quit, he'd keep me locked in the drawing room. Yeah. But I had spotted one passenger who was used to drunks and could pretend to like him if there's enough dough in it. She had Powerhouse written all over her. Fat, blonde pig. Looked more like a whore than 25 whores with a face. A face like an overgrown doll's and a come-on smile as cold as a polar bear's feet. So I bribed the porter to take a message to her, and that night she sneaked into my drawing room. She was bound for New York, too. So every night, for $50 a night.
Jim, how could you?
How could I? I don't know, Josie, but I did. Oh, God. I suppose I had some mad idea that she could make me forget what was in that baggage car ahead. Oh, no. couldn't have been that. Because you see, I didn't seem to want to forget. No, it was like some plot I had to carry out. The blonde, she didn't matter. She was just someone who belonged in a plot. It was as if I wanted revenge because I'd been left alone, because I knew I was lost without any hope left, and all I could do would be drink myself to death, because no one was left that could help me. Nah, Josie, I didn't forget. Yeah, not even in that pig's arm. I remembered the last two lines of a lousy tearjerker song I heard when I was a kid. Kept singing over and over in my brain. And babies cry. Can't waken her in the baggage coach ahead.
Jim, stop.
I couldn't stop it singing, Josie. I didn't want to stop it.
For the love of God, I don't want to hear.
That's all. Except I was too drunk to go to her funeral.
Oh, God.
Oh? You want to touch me now, huh? Well, I don't blame you. I was a damn fool. I shouldn't have told you.
No, Jim, please. Don't say I don't want to touch you. It's a lie.
You know, Josie, I wish I could believe in that spiritualist bunk. You see, if I could tell her it was because I missed her so much. Couldn't forgive her for leaving me. She'd understand and forgive me. Don't you think? She always did. She was simple and kind and pure of heart. She was beautiful. You're like her, Josie. Deep in your heart, that's why I told you. I thought, oh, well, that's my mistake. Forget it. Anyway, it's time I gotta move on. I don't like your damn moon, Josie. It's an ad for the past. It is the very error of the moon. She comes more nearer Earth than she was wont, and makes men mad. Oh. I gotta grab the last trolley back to town.
No, Jim, you won't go. I won't let you listen to me, Jim, please. I understand. I'm proud that you came to me as the one person in the world that you know loves you enough to understand and forgive. And I do forgive.
Oh, Josie. Thank you. I knew you.
As she forgives. Do you hear? As she understands and loves and forgives.
Yes, Josie, I know.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's right. That's right. Do what you came for, my darling. It's not drunken laughter in a speakeasy you want to hear at all, but the sound of yourself crying your heart's repentance against her breast. And she hears. I feel her in the moonlight. A soul wrapped in it like a silver mantle, and I know that she understands and forgives me too. And her blessing lies on me. Oh, my dear, it's all right. It's all right. Oh, it's all right. Oh, yes, it's all right. Come. Come. Oh, well, now. Aren't you a fine one? Wanting to leave me when the night I promised you's just begun. Our night. It'll be different from all the others. With a dawn that won't come creeping over dirty window panes. But that'll wake in the sky like a promise of God's peace in the soul's dark sadness. Oh, do you hear me, Jim? I'm a poet. Now, who would have guessed it? Sure, love is a wonderful, mad inspiration. Oh, that's right. Sleep in peace, my darling. Oh, Jim. Maybe my love could still save you if you could want it enough. Oh, no. That will never be. Oh, God. It's a fine end to all my scheming to sit here with the dead hugged to my breast. And the silly mug of the moon grinning down and joy in the jug. Stop hiding, Father. I heard you sneak up. Come over here now and be quiet about it. Talk low now. I don't want him wakened until the dawn has beauty in it.
What? My God, he looks dead.
Why wouldn't he? He is.
Yes.
Oh, don't be a damn fool. Can't you see him breathing?
That's right.
Dead asleep, a man. Where's your witnesses?
Witnesses? By God, Josie, if that's not a joke on me. I got so blind drunk down there at the inn, I forgot all about our little scheme. I came home here, I fell asleep in the hayloft.
You're a liar.
No, I'm not. I just woke up.
Just woke up, did you? And then you sneaked around here to see if the scheme behind your scheme had worked.
Well, I don't know what you mean.
Don't tell any more lies, Father. You told one too many.
Well, sure, if I'd brought the witnesses, there'd be nothing for them to witness it.
Oh, that's true. There's nothing. Nothing at all. Except a great miracle that none of them would believe. Or you either.
What miracle, then?
A virgin who bears a dead child in the night. And the dawn finds there's still a virgin. If that ain't a miracle, what is? Oh, it'll be beautiful soon, and I can wake him.
Now, Josie, for the love of God, can't you tell me what's happened?
I told you once. Nothing.
Nothing. If you could see the sadness in your face.
Oh, what woman doesn't sorrow for the man that she loved who has died? But there's pride in my heart, too.
Will you stop talking like you're gone mad in the night? Now, listen to me. If Jim Tyrone's done something to bring you sorrow...
All right. Come on. Come on. Sleep in peace for a while longer. Oh, he did nothing to bring me sorrow. It was my mistake. I thought there was still hope. I didn't know that he'd died already. That it was a damned soul coming to me in the moonlight to confess and be forgiven and find peace for a night.
Will you stop it?
He wouldn't do anything to hurt me, you know. Sure. Hasn't he told me that I am beautiful to him? And that he loves me in his fashion? Well, all that happened was that he got drunk and he had one of his crazy notions. He wanted to sleep the way you see him. I let him sleep. Now, by God, the night is over and I am half dead with tiredness and sleepiness. Oh, that's what you see in my face, not sorrow.
Don't you try to fool me, Josie.
Fool you, is it? It's you who tried to make a fool out of me with your lies. Thinking to use me to get your dirty, greedy hooks on the money he'll have.
Now, Josie, no, I swear by all the
You
saints...
swear on the Bible while you were stealing it. Now, you listen to me, Father. I didn't call you over here to answer questions about what's none of your business.
Josie,
I want you to shut up. I will do all the talk. You weren't drunk. You were putting it on as part of your scheme. You knew that Jim lied about the farm. You knew that he was kidding. You knew that estate would be out of probate in a few days and he'd be going back to New York. You had to do something fast or you'd lose that last chance to get your hands on his money.
Oh, Josie, it wasn't that.
Oh, you did it very clever, too. You ought to be proud. You worked it so it was me who did all the scheming. You knew I'd find out from Jim that you'd lied about the farm. But not before the lie had done its trick. Made me go after him. Get him drunk, get drunk myself so I could be shameless. And when the truth did come out, wouldn't it make me love him all the more and be all the more shameless and willing? And oh, don't tell me you didn't count on that and you such a clever schemer. And when he'd had me, and I was a virgin, didn't you count on his honor and his remorse and his loving me in his fashion to make him offer to marry me? Why wouldn't he, you thought, eh? Wouldn't matter to him. He'd go back to New York. I'd never see him again, but there'd be that money. And when he'd finished killing himself, I would be his legal widow and get what was left.
It wasn't that.
What's the use of talking, Father?
It's all over.
I've only one more word for you. It's this. I'm leaving you today. The same as my brothers left you. And you can live alone and work alone your cunning schemes on yourself.
Hello. Josie, I knew you'd be bitter against me, do you see? But I took the chance you'd be so happy you wouldn't care. How can you?
Go into the house now and don't come out again until after he's left. I don't want you here to start some new scheme. Oh, I'm sorry to wake you, Jim. If you could have died in your sleep, that's what you would have liked, isn't it? Oh, God, please. Let him remember that one thing and forget all the rest. That'll be enough for me. Jim, come on now, wake up. Wake up, Jim. Come on, it's time. Come on.
Oh, Jim. Same old stuff. Where the hell are you, sweetheart? What's the big idea waking me up? Huh? What time is it?
It's dawn.
Oh, dawn. But I was desolate and sick of an old passion. When I woke and found the dawn was gray. Yeah. So gray, kiddo. You go on my sleep for you. Let me sleep.
Oh, this one isn't gray, Jim. It's different from all the others. Asleep. And he'll have forgotten, and I'm only the whore on the train to him now. Oh, come on now, wake up. I've had all I can bear. Go on, get up, get up.
Yeah, cut out the rough stuff, kid. Wait. Josie.
That's who. None of your damn tarts. Come on now, get up before you fall back to sleep. All stiff and cramped, and no wonder. Well, I'm the worse for holding you, if that's any comfort. Oh, holy Joseph. Well, I will never be the same. Oh, God almighty. Ooh, you look as if you're drawing a blank and were wondering how you got here. I'll bet you don't remember a thing.
I don't know. Wait till I find out if I'm still alive.
You need a little eye opener.
Thanks, Josie.
Well, come on now, drink up before you fall back to sleep.
I'm awake now, Josie. Funny, I don't seem to want to drink. Oh, I got a head all right, but no heebie-jeebies yet.
I'm glad. Ah, it must be pleasant for a change.
Yeah, it is. I got a nice, dreamy, peaceful hangover for once. So I had a sound sleep without any nightmare.
Oh, so you did? Don't I know divil a nightmare? Well, wasn't I holding you and keeping them away?
You mean... Wait a minute. Yeah, I remember now. I was sitting alone at a table at the inn when all of a sudden I got this crazy notion I'd come up here and sleep with my head on your... Oh, so that's why I woke up in your arms. And you let me get away with it? You're a nut, Josie.
Oh, I didn't mind.
Oh, suppose I bored the hell out of you with a lot of drunken dribble, huh?
Oh, not a lot, but some. You were full of a lot of blarney about how beautiful I was to you.
Well, that wasn't dribble, Josie. You were. You are. You always will be.
Oh, you are a wonder, Jim. Nothing will stop you, will it? Not even the sight of me in the dawn, looking like something you'd put out there in the fields to keep the crows off the corn. You'll kid on the day of doom.
You know damn well it wasn't kidding. You're no fool, Josie. You can tell.
All right, then. I am beautiful to you, and you love me in your fashion.
Oh, in my fashion, huh? Good God, was I reciting poetry to you? That must have been hard to take.
Oh, it wasn't. I liked it. Oh, it was all about beautiful nights and the romance of the moon.
Well, there was some excuse for that anyway. It was a beautiful night. I'll never forget it.
I'm glad.
Well, what other bunk did I pull on you? I mean, did old John Barleycorn pull?
Oh, nothing much. You were mostly quiet and sad and a kind of dazed, as if the moon was in your wits as well as the whiskey.
Oh. I remember I was having a grand old time celebrating with Phil down at the inn. And then for no reason, all the fun went out of it, and I became as melancholy as 10 Hamlets. I hope I didn't tell you the sad story of my life and weep on your bosom, Josie.
Oh, you didn't. You talked mostly about how you wanted the night with me to be different from all the other nights you'd spent with women.
Oh, God, don't make me think of those tramps now. But it sure was different, Josie. Look, I may not remember much, but I know how different it was by the way I feel now. None of my usual morning after stuff. Damn sick remorse that makes you wish you'd died in your sleep because you're afraid to face the rotten things you said and did the night before when you were so crazy drunk you didn't know what you were doing.
You didn't do or say anything last night for you to regret. You can take my word for it.
Well, it's hard to describe how I feel, yeah. It's a new one on me, sort of at peace with myself and this lousy life. As if all my sins had been forgiven. Oh, nuts with that sin bunk, but you know what I mean?
I do. And I'm happy that you feel like that. Well, you did talk a lot about how you'd seen too many dawns creeping over dirty window panes with some tarts snoring beside.
Have a heart, Josie. Don't remind me of them now. Don't spoil this dawn. Well, God seems to be putting on quite a display, huh? I like Belasco better. Rise of Curtain, Act 4 stuff. Damn it, why'd I have to pull that lousy stuff? Forgive me, Josie. God, it is beautiful here with you. I'll never forget it.
I'm glad. Oh, I was hoping you'd find beauty in it. By way of talk.
Token or what?
Oh, I don't know. Token to me that you Never mind to forget what I meant. Well, don't think I woke you up just to admire the sunrise, you know. You're on a farm and not Broadway, New York. And I have to go to work, not to bed. So I know that you'll take the hint like a good boy and go on back to the inn and understand that I am not tired of your company.
I understand, Josie. Oh, one more question. You sure I didn't get out of order last night to try to make you or anything like that?
Oh, you didn't. You kidded me back whenever I kidded you, the way we always do.
Well, that's good. I never forgive myself. Well, look, Josie, I wouldn't have asked you, except I've pulled some pretty rotten stuff when I was drawing a blank. Yeah, I guess I better drink this. The bar at the inn won't be open for hours. Oh, well. I'll be damned. That isn't Phil's rat gut. That's real honest-to-God old bonded bourbon. Where in the devil? Real bourbon. Yeah. I remember now. You said Phil got it from a bootlegger. Look, I've got to be running along, Josie, and let you get on with your work. I'll see you later.
No, Jim, please. Please don't go like that. You won't see me later. You'll never see me again, and I know now that's best for both of us, but I can't bear to have you ashamed that you wanted my love to comfort your sorrow when I was so proud I could give it. Oh, well. I hoped you wouldn't remember. But now that you do, I want you to remember that my love gave you peace for a night.
I don't know what you're talking about, Josie. I don't remember.
All right. Neither do I, then. Goodbye, Jim. God bless.
Oh, Josie, wait. I'm a liar, forgive me. I do remember. I'm glad I remember. I'll never forget your love, Josie. Never, do you hear me? Never. I'll always love you, Josie. Goodbye. God bless you.
I'll get your breakfast in a minute, Father.
Well, to hell with my breakfast. I'm not a pig, has no other thought but eating. Now, listen, darling. All that you said about my lying and scheming and what I hoped would happen is true, but it wasn't the money, Josie. I did say it was the last chance of you, the only one left to get the two of you to stop your damn pretending and face the truth that you loved each other. Well, I wanted you to find happiness by hook or by crook, one way or the other. What the hell did I care how? I wanted to save him, you see it. I was hoping he could see that only your love was... Well, there's this talk of the beauty he saw, and you made me hope. Well, if I gave a thought at all to the money, Josie, it was the least of it. Why shouldn't I want you to live in ease and comfort for a change like you deserve, instead of in a shanty and a lousy farm slaving for me? Can't you believe that's the truth of it, sweetheart? Not feel so bitter against me.
I know it's the truth, Father. And I'm not bitter now. Oh, don't be afraid I'm going to leave you. I only said that to punish you for a while.
Thank God for that, darling.
Crooked old goat like you to be playing Cupid.
Oh, well, you had me punished, that's sure. I was thinking after you left I'd go and drown myself in Harder's ice pond. Well, there was this consolation in it. I knew the bastard would never look at a piece of ice again without remembering me. Can you see it? No, don't. Darling, don't be hurting yourself. Well, you're going to moon at the sunrise forever, me with the sides of my stomach knocking together.
It's all right, Father. It's all right. It's over. I'm not hurt. I'm only sad for him.
For him, is it? Like his curse in the pit of
Oh,
hell.
don't, Father! I love him.
I know it. I didn't mean it, I know. I know whatever happened, he meant you no harm, miss. Well, it was life itself I was cursing. By God, there's a waste of breath if it does deserve it. Maybe I was cursing myself for a damned old scheming fool like I ought to.
Ooh, look out. I'll say amen to that.
Right you are.
Don't be sad, Father.
No.
Sure, I'm well content here with you. Living with you has spoilt me for any other man. It'd never be the same fun or excitement.
Well, there'll be some excitement if I don't get my breakfast soon. And it won't be fun, I'm warning you.
Are you threatening me, you bad-tempered little ram?
I am.
Well, then you get in the house and I'll get you your breakfast.
Well, now you're talking.
And you have your wish and die in your sleep soon, Jim. May you rest forever in forgiveness and peace.
Oh, the pretties, they grow small, and we dig them in the fall, and we ate them, skins and all, over here, over here. Oh, the pretties, they grow small,